My name is Brian Cooper, and I am a member of Team AMAV. The other members are Calvin Terry and Maxwell Perez, and this is our game, Wheel of Jeopardy. So we'll go ahead and start the game. Yes, we're ready to play, and we have the option of, we have included the option of utilizing either 2 or 3 players. Our original intent was only to have this be a 3-player game, but we made the decision that we would also like to have it be either 2 or 3-player game. Perhaps you don't have 3 people that you're going to want to play with, 2. So let's go ahead and select 2 to start off with. I'll start off with myself, and right now I'm by myself, so I'll be playing against Mr. Ghost. Okay, so there are our players. Player 1 is Brian, myself, and player 2 is Ghost. So the game starts off with regular Jeopardy, and then it transitions to double Jeopardy. So the deciding factor for transitioning from regular Jeopardy to double Jeopardy is how many rounds of regular Jeopardy you choose to play. So what a round decides is how many times essentially you spin the wheel. So you spin the wheel, it lands on a category. That category is the category that you have to select a point value from in Jeopardy, and you select your point value. You are asked a question, you provide an answer. Either you answer that question correctly or you are incorrect. Your points are updated, and then it goes to the next player. And once all the players have cycled through, that's one round, and then each player will spin the wheel again for the next round. And so each round of regular Jeopardy is on the regular Jeopardy board, and the regular Jeopardy board has point values of 100, 200, 300, 400, and 500. So once regular Jeopardy is over, there'll be a transition to double Jeopardy, and that has different questions and different point values. And we'll talk about that when that happens. But right now, for ease of this presentation, we'll go ahead and select 2. So I'll play 2 rounds with Mr. Ghost in regular Jeopardy. Okay, and I'm first, so Brian, you're up. So I'm about to spin the wheel, and these are the categories that are on the wheel: sports, sports, the world, history, natural disasters, landmarks, facts, and numbers. So the wheel has landed on category 1, sports. So inside the code, the wheel is essentially a randomizer, and the randomizer selects, depending upon how many categories I have, it randomly selects a number that relates to a category, and that's how the category is chosen from the spin of the wheel. And sports. Okay, select your point value. I'm pretty confident with sports, so I'll go ahead and select 3. This snowboarding champion is known as the Flying Tomato for his long red hair. Okay, that's Shaun White. Shaun White. Correct, so now I have 300 points, so my current score is 300. So the scores are maintained in a class called player. So this player class holds the name of each player, and it also holds their scores. And the core class, which is another class that is sort of the brain of the whole game, an instance of each player is created in the core class as an object, and every time the score is either increased or decreased, the score for that player instance is updated through a method in the player class. So we'll talk about that later. Okay, current score is 300. Ghost, you are next. Okay, Ghost is going to spin the wheel. The wheel has landed on category 2, the world. Okay, Ghost is somewhat confident he's going to select the 2. It's the only country Portugal borders. Ghost knows that is Spain. Okay, you are correct, 200 points. So Ghost's current score is 200. So 1 round is up. We've selected 2 rounds, so we're going to go through one more round of regular Jeopardy. So I'm up again. Those are the categories again, and has landed on category 3, history. Not too confident with history, so I'll select the 1. A monarch, sometimes known as Aha, was Egypt's first one of these. I will say a pharaoh. And that's correct, so 100 points. I already had 300 points, so now I'm at 400 points. Okay, Ghost is next. It's going to spin the wheel, and it has landed on the world. Ghost is going to select 2. Okay, so one of us has already landed on this category before and has selected that point value. So now that point value is no longer available, obviously, because it's been selected. So if that happens, this is what you're going to see. You're going to see a hazard box that says the category has already been selected, please pick again. So, okay, so now Ghost has to pick again. So Ghost is going to go with the 100. This desert covers much of the African continent of Mali. Ghost knows that is Sahara. Oh, okay, so here's another circumstance. So Ghost said the correct answer is Sahara, and the game said no, the correct answer is the Sahara. So Ghost has answered incorrectly. So now Ghost has had 100 points removed from his score because that was a 100-point value box. So his score is now only 100, before it was 200. So our rounds of regular Jeopardy are up, and those are the point values or the standings after regular Jeopardy. I have 400 points, Ghost has 100 points. Okay, moving on. So now, similar to regular Jeopardy, we're going to play double Jeopardy, and we're also going to make a decision about how many rounds of play we want to have in regular Jeopardy. So we'll go ahead and go 2 again, similar to how many rounds of play we had in regular Jeopardy. And I'm up. I'm going to spin the wheel, and the categories this time are poetry, celebs, colleges and universities, sports, containing ball, economics, and synonyms. So that must be containing the word or the letters S-I-N. So for me, the wheel has landed on category 2, celebs. I'm not very good at that, so I'm going to go with number 1. Rooney Mara is NFL royalty. Her relatives founded the Steelers and also this New York team. Well, I don't know her, but I know New York teams, and if she's royalty, she probably doesn't have anything to do with the Jets. So the other New York team would be the Giants. Okay. Let's see how that rolls. Oh, so once again, I also didn't write the Giants. I said it, but I didn't write it. I just wrote Giants. So I answered incorrectly. So I have 200 points removed from my 400 points. Now my score is only 200 points. Okay. Ghost, he's up. You will now spin the wheel to determine your category. The categories are poetry, celebs, colleges, universities, sports, containing ball, economics. We already went through that. Okay. The wheel's landed on category 4, sports, containing ball. Okay, he's pretty confident in himself, so he's going to go ahead and go with 1,000 new balls, as in umpire's decision request, new balls, please. They only do that in tennis. And Ghost is lucky I'm here because not very many people know that. Okay, Ghost just scored 1,000 points. So Ghost's current score is 1,100. Okay, I need to catch up. So let's see if I get a good category here. Wheel has landed on category 1, poetry. Sydney's form in Astrophel and Stella. I have no idea. So I'm just going to leave it blank. And it's wrong, and the answer is a sonnet. Okay, so that didn't work out well for me. Minus 600 points, now I'm at minus 400. Okay, so Ghost's turn. Ghost's kicking my butt. All right, he also got poetry. So Ghost knows he's not very good at poetry, but he knows the answer to this one. Poe's ebony bird is the raven. Okay, so Ghost scored 200 points, and his score is 1,300. So now we're over. It's done, and the final scores are myself with negative 400, and Ghost has 1,300. So obviously, Ghost is the winner. Okay, so that's the end of the game. Now, at the end of the game, you have the option of if you'd like to play again or if you'd like to exit. And at this point, we're going to play again. And at the same time, I'd like to talk a little bit about the code as we play again and sort of walk through the different portions of it. One of the things that Team AMAV has decided to do is, with our video submission, we will also be submitting the source code to the game. So that will provide anybody in the class who wants the opportunity to play the game to go ahead and import the game into their IDE. The game is created 100% in Java. It's a simple Java program, and what I'm going to do right now is we're going to play the game once more, and while we play it, I'm going to have the IDE available. I'm using Eclipse, and I'll walk through the particular classes as they're utilized in the game. Okay, so yes, we'd like to play again. Okay, and we're ready to play. We'll go ahead and select 3 players simply because we selected 2 players before, so we'll just switch it up a little bit. Brian, and let's go Ghost 1 and Ghost 2. Okay, there are our players. All right, just for ease of moving through this, we'll go ahead and just play 1 round of regular Jeopardy, and I'm up. Okay, so what has materialized at this point is we've utilized the core class of our game, and the core class contains the main method. So we've already made 3 instances of the player class. So our player class over here, like I said before, the player class holds the name and the score, and then also has methods to get the name and the score, and then of course obviously update the score as you move through the game. So in the core class, we've created, with 3 players, 3 instances of this player class, 3 objects, and now we're going to move through the core class, and we're going to go ahead and play the game. Okay, so that's pretty much where we are right now. Let's move down here a little bit. Okay, Brian, you're up. Okay, so now we're about to spin the wheel. So what we're doing now is, right now we're in the Jeopardy class. So inside the Jeopardy class, we make a call to the wheel class to spin the wheel. So we're about, let me see here, we're about right here. So the wheel class is very simply just, like I said before, just a randomizer to get a particular number that's related back to the Jeopardy class, and inside the Jeopardy class, that number is related to a category. So that's how we spin the wheel and we get our category. So that's where we are right now. So we'll move forward and land it on 1. Okay, so inside the Jeopardy class, we have all our categories set up as arrays. I'm sure most of you did this also with your games. So we have our categories, questions and answers, and the questions and answers are set up as arrays. And once they're, each box has a Boolean state. So once that box has been selected, the Boolean state will change and make that box unavailable. Okay, so we'll move through here. She became the first woman to lead a lap in Indianapolis 500. Danica Patrick. Patrick. 1 points. Okay, so now, obviously, I'm sure you can figure what has happened now is I've scored 100 points. So the game has made a call to the player class and to the update score method and changed my score to Brian being the instance of one of the instances of the player class, changed my score to 100, and that's actually what has happened. So Ghost 1 is next, so we'll just push through here. Landmarks 100 by the Wright brothers. Okay, scored 100 points. Same thing happened with Ghost 1, Ghost 2, the Worlds. Okay, Sahara. Not the Sarah, the Sahara. Okay, so there, now we're done. Okay, so now at this point in the core class, we've gone through our loops, or I'm sorry, our loop to obviously when we made a decision about how many rounds we wanted to play, that was implemented in a loop, and so we've satisfied the requirements for that loop, and now we've moved down to I'm looking at the wrong class. Okay, let's go back to the core class. Okay, now we've moved down to the double jeopardy area. So double jeopardy is, like I said before, it's essentially identical to single jeopardy, and the classes are essentially identical, with the exception of the fact that double jeopardy has different point values and different categories and different questions and different answers. But it utilizes the same procedure for playing the game that single jeopardy does. So we'll just go one round, okay, and we'll play through this. The wheels landed on category 3, colleges and universities. Let's go to, okay, so we had this before, so I know the answer is Tulane, and I scored 400 points. Ghost 1 is next, so he's gonna, category 2, celebrities. JT and the Tennessee Kids, seen on Grammys 2000 performance suit and tie, Justin Timberlake. These questions are making me feel really good about myself. 400 points, okay. Finally, Ghost 2's turn, and synonyms. Let's go 100, synonym for unattached. So I don't know, single? Okay. All right. So now in the core class, it's just making a comparison to all, well, first it's displaying all the points that the player class holds for each instance of the player class. And then, I'm sorry, and then after that, it's just going to make a comparison. And it made a comparison that Ghost 1 and myself have the 2 highest scores, so we tie for the win. And that is our game, Wheel of Jeopardy. And like I said, we're submitting the source code, so please, if you want to, import it and play the game yourself. All right, thank you very much.